by anyone. It's not unusual to have fun with anyone. But when I see you hanging about.
Okay, sorry about that. I got a little carried away. I'm not necessarily. Here's another game review about a very classic game for the original Xbox. Once again, Fable 1. Now I know my first game review is Fable 3. I did say I'm not going to do any of these in any particular order. I'm just going to do them as I fancy. And I've started a new playthrough on Fable, and I did actually have the original Fable, like as it originally came out. But then I found out that there was something called the Lost Chapters, which included extra gameplay, and I was like, I gotta play this, right? So I've got the Lost Chapters, which actually is better. Now the original Fable is basically like obviously you're a hero. You start off like as a child doing various good or evil deeds, depending on what you want to be, like good or evil. And then Oakvale gets burnt down by bandits, as Teresa explained when you went to Wraith Marsh in Fable 2. You are the hero of Oakvale. If you actually there are several books in Fable 2 about the hero, and you're that said hero. But yeah, I will say Fable 2 is easier because in Fable 1, right? It's harder, quite frankly, because 1, the enemies are harder to kill, and 2, you know, for starters, you can actually start off just really, really bad after you leave the guild. Whereas in Fable 2, there is little challenge once you get the hang of it. There's little challenge in it, and the buttons are different. For example, in Fable 2, if you wanted to run, you just pressed A. If you want to run in Fable 1, you have to press down B, okay, not A. Now, despite the fact this is set 500 years before Fable 2, you know, the world is full of heroes. People still aren't used to casting magic out in the open, so I wouldn't do that. Having weapons out in a village, also not a good idea. There are, however, several several differences. 1, the graphics. Obviously, they're kind of rubbish compared to number 2. But it's still good. 2, Battlestone is actually split into 2 halves, sort of. Battlestone South and Battlestone North. Battlestone North is like the rich Battlestone. Lady Grey, who's also mentioned in the game, and you can do a quest on that about Lady Grey in Fable 2. In this game, she's still very much alive, which is like super cool. Also, you know, there's a bunch of different heroes. There's Briar Rose, there's Thunder, there's his sister Whisper, who basically is your best friend, sort of. I mean, you can hate her all you want if you like. That's what I did. Like the Crucible in Fable 2, there's something called the Arena, which I find is a lot more challenging, and it's just a cooler name. The Arena! You know, the place for heroes. Because it is, you know. Jack of Blades is, you get to fight him. Because in the original Fable, before the added stuff, you fought him once, then that was the end of the game. In the Lost Chapters, it continues after that. It continues like a year after you face him once. Turns out he's alive again, only this time in the form of a dragon, and you have to do so many other stuff, and it is so cool. Weapons pretty much are kind of the same in Fable 1 as they were in Fable 2. Not much difference in them. The only difference is they cause more damage, or they cost more, or something like that. Armor sets, I will say, are pretty good, because in Fable 1, you pretty much can pick a whole bunch of armor to choose from. Because in Fable 2, there was a lack of it. You only had to have clothing. Okay, armor wasn't necessary. In this one, it actually is. Spells. Spells are very different. My favourite particularly is Physical Shield. It's it's pretty cool because there's this like yellow shield type thing that goes all over your body, and it makes a horrible noise. But trust me, it's worth it. If you get hit, the shield takes the hit for you. It's pretty cool. Scars are a lot easier to get in this game, and they're more visible. Like in my current playthrough right now, my hero has at least 2 or 3 scars right across his face, and you can pretty much see them. Okay, and by the end of the game, you can have scars all across your chest, scars all across your back, probably a couple of scars across your face. It's unavoidable, but don't worry about it. That is a good thing because it shows that you've been in battle, that you're an actual hero, and you're not just cowering in your basement or in your house. You can still get married, although it's more difficult than Fable 1. I mean, I was able to get married, but I had to look through a walkthrough to do it. Because when I first got this game, I wasn't bothered about getting married or anything like that. This time I wanted to try it, and I did. You know, and it's a little different to Fable 2. For example, children. In Fable 2 you can have children. In Fable 1 I don't think so, because there's no such thing as protection. There's no such thing as condoms in Fable 1. So I don't think having children is possible. However, that's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, there's no STDs. That's pretty cool, right? Because in Fable 2 I was always worried about getting STDs. I mean, if you go to logbook, you go all the way down and you'll find STD, like written there, shows you how many you got. Thankfully, I always try to get 0, and one time I did get 1 STD, and they didn't tell me which one. Which one was it? I don't think it matters. When you have magic, right? Because here's a difference. Fable 1, right? You just have the magic. You know, there's no visible blue lines all across your body. It's just, you know, you have magic. You gotta prove it. Nothing really there. Oh, here's the thing. You can age. That's right. It actually shows your age. You start off as 18, so you no longer have to guess. And the more you increase your skill, your will, your strength, whatever, it actually makes you older. I actually loved this. I loved it because it made you feel like you were actually the hero himself, you know, and it made you feel like this was, you know, you were telling his story the way you would want it. Because in Fable 2, books about the hero of Oakvale, it was pretty much the same stuff, but not this time. You can actually be whatever hero you'd like. Now, whether you're good or evil, it's the same thing as in Fable 2. If you become evil, you become this hideous monstrosity. If, however, you're good, you become like handsome, and you have this little halo on top, you know, and like little butterflies flowing around your head. I don't know. I've never actually been evil in this game. I've done evil choices. I've never become fully evil. For example, in the book The Hero of Oakvale, it said he killed ex-hero Twinblade. I actually did that. It turns out it's the evil choice, and I'm like, well, screw it, you know? Screw it. So yeah, you can age, you get maximized at 65. That's fine. So fine. You can customize your hero as well with tattoos and beards. I mean, personally, mine's actually got a beard and mustache combo, which I think looks very handsome indeed. There are side quests such as book collecting, where you collect books and you donate them to the Battlestone School. It's actually, I actually like that one. You know, there's a chicken kicking contest in Oakvale. Yes, it's still, yeah. Remember, the bandit attack was the first time it got destroyed. The second time, then they had it rebuilt, and I don't think the hero of Oakvale was around the second time Oakvale was destroyed. Right. Teresa is obviously in this one, obviously, but she's like a child at the start of it, and then when her eyes get slashed, I think that unlocked her ability because she became wiser, more mysterious, and when you actually see her, she's changed completely. Obviously, she wears a bandage over her eyes, obviously, because who wants to see slashed out eyes? No one. And she's got like these tattoos all across her arms and everything, and she's so much wiser now. And that's just incredible. You do see her throughout the game although for the most part, you can not see her for years at a time. If you want to make have like a story kind of thing like I do, because I find it more interesting. I find it easier to actually play, because for example, when you do your first quest, the Wasp Queen, which is actually pretty easy, obviously, it's your first quest as a hero. Maze, the guy who saved you from Oakvale, he requests an audience with you, well, sort of, at Bowerstone. Now, I went straight after my quest. I went straight after, and when I first played it, I spent 2 years training or upgrading my stuff, upgrading my will or something like that, and it made me feel like, have you been waiting here for 2 years? You know, so that's the whole thing about the age thing. I like it, but in those kind of moments, I do recommend that you go straight away. You know. So you have to go to the arena. That's pretty much that's set in stone. You know, you don't have to go straight away. I didn't. I spent the last 3 years upgrading my will, upgrading my strength, and no, it doesn't take 3 literal years. Duh. There's a quest map. The guild is still around. You can talk to the guild master, but he just probably gives you like the same nonsense, like all the time. Now, graphics for Fable 2 are obviously better, and bards, you know, when a bard sings, they literally hold like an instrument. In Fable 1, they're just like this, right? They're just like with their hands like that, and it sounds like they're playing an instrument, but they don't move their hands. It's so weird. Also, the old gods, Avo and Scorn, are still around. There's a Temple of Avo, Temple of Scorn. Like the Temple of Light and the Temple of Shadows. You know, Scorn is bad, Avo's good. Yeah. What I would recommend, just before you head to Twinblade, change your sword or your weapon. Just upgrade your weapon, because that would make the bandits a lot easier to kill. You'll kill them quicker and everything. Physical shield actually helps you from taking damage. You won't get a scar for every attack. Okay, every time you get hit, you won't get a scar. So don't worry about it. But I do recommend that you increase your toughness, you increase your physical shield. I know it makes a horrible noise, but trust me, it's worth it. The world is actually shorter in Fable 1. This is quite obvious. But I believe that the hero of Oakvale is a better hero overall. Even though that all 3 heroes from all the Fable games up till Fable 3 are related, I feel that the hero of Oakvale is the better hero, because he saved the entire world from a seemingly eternal being. He saved it from Jack of Bloody Blades, and the hero of Fable 2, he saved the world from being completely destroyed by the Spire from a madman. That's cool. That's cool. The Crawler, I had to say that's better than Lucian, but not better than Jack of Blades. Far from it. Obviously in the game it's harder as you go along. One event is actually timed, so make sure you kill everything in sight, kill all the enemies that are in that time lock period, because that's pretty much the only way you're going to win. Now, when you get knocked out, well, you actually die. You literally die. Game over. In Fable 2, if you get knocked out, you just get knocked out for a few seconds and you magically come back. That's not the case in Fable 1. If you die, that's it. Resurrection potions are still available, so I recommend you get as much as you can. Now, when you're in the there's something called Bargate Prison, which is 10 times worse than the Spire ever was. It's just horrible. Like in Fable 2, all my hair was cut off. I didn't like that one bit. And I was getting tortured. I was forced to race. It was horrible. So yeah, your sister, that's right, you are the brother. Your sister Teresa, obviously is still alive. Your mother is still alive. Your father isn't, unfortunately, but he's not important. He's really not. So yeah, you can customize your hero. You don't have to go to a main quest straight away. You can do a couple of side quests, or you can just do whatever you like. You know, as with Fable. Wait, if you complete a quest in Fable 2, do you get money for it?
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same.
Much.
Yeah. So you can actually, so like in Fable 2, you get like money for completing a quest, but money actually has a purpose in this game. Even though there's no properties to buy apart from a few houses here and there, you can pretty much use your money to buy better armor, weapons, you know, just stuff like that. And I think that's pretty cool. I will say there is no gender swapping. Like in Fable 2 and Fable 3, you can choose to be a male or female. In this game, you have to be a male. Bear in mind, I don't think this is sexism. Bearing in mind, this game is really old, from like 2005. Technology wasn't that good. So you know, just give it a break or something. I don't know if 2005 is just a guess. I mean, I don't know, I can't remember, but it is quite an old game. So give it a break, yeah? Sorry, what? 2004. I was a year off. So, but yeah, it is an old game. It's like 11 years old. So, you know, just give it a break. So, Lost Chapters has extra stuff and is better. There's something called Fable Anniversary, but that is the same game. It's the same game with only improved graphics. I've seen some of the improved graphics on some of the characters, you know, like in people you can talk to. In this game, in Fable 1, they have no eyelids. It looks like they have no eyelids. This never bothered me at all. But with improved graphics, they look 10 times scarier and more terrifying. So I'm like, I'll just stick to my game, thanks. I'm not buying a copy of the same game with just improved graphics. Yeah, I know you've got it. I'm talking to Sarah. She's like, now you gotta say hi.
Hey guys.
So I've completed Fable 1 a few times. Loads of times. I still love it. And she's actually just starting a playthrough now. What do you think of it so far?
Alright so far.
It's alright.
Yeah. I like killing people.
Cuckoo. Cuckoo, psycho.
Yes,
Psycho.
I know.
So, taking everything into account, you can do a bunch of things better in Fable 2, some things you can't do in Fable 1, the spells are different. Since this game presents more challenge, I'm going to give it a 8.5 out of 10.
I give it a 9.
You haven't even played the whole game yet.
I've had bits of it.
Bits of it, I've played the whole thing. I'm taking everything into account. You're just taking a few things into account.
I give it a 9.
Well, since you love Fable 3 so much, what's your rating for that?
10.
She's just focused on the whole marriage side of it.
No, I like being queen. Oh,
And that, I mean... Okay, I'm not going to get into this because I already did a review on it. Anyway, Fable 1, Fable Lost Chapters, they're both the same game, just a bit different. Both of them are great games. If you want a choice, I suggest you go for the Lost Chapters, Fable the Lost Chapters. It is a better game, mainly because it's got added stuff into it. It's got a bunch of added stuff, like a couple of hours extra of gameplay, and that's just fantastic, brilliant, awesome. Well, it is. So yeah, that was it. I will do a Fable 2 game review probably very soon. So see you all later. Now, excuse me.
It's not unusual to go out at any time. When I see you out and about, it's such a crime. If you should ever want to be loved by anyone, it's not unusual, it happens every day.